Thanks, Coyote.
10 starters. We're going stars.
I put stars for freshmen.
Oh, okay. That works. Dylan Hatton is starting. Yeah, Kaylee Harden is starting. Get surprise guys. Jade Lowe starting. Maddie Donaldson is starting.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Ella Galois.
Here we got the
Ellie.
interview. You gonna try anything live?
Ava.
Yeah.
I think the rain stopped.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So
We set up the
Try,
project.
I mean, if I have stuff, like, I'll tell Emma.
Paulus
but,
is starting.
I mean, I
Emma Finnerty.
yeah, Lynn, figure it out.
Yeah,
Just let her know.
yeah.
We're
Catherine
gonna have a
Norton
couple
is starting.
D1ers here, so
Sydney
they can
Patton
help
is
you.
starting. How did this happen?
Queen's already down there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's on Room Report Top
Yeah, I know,
20
but
to
I'm
watch.
Interrupt you guys, but with the 5 minutes left,
Yeah, we're going live.
That's your starter open.
Yep.
Did you guys frame yourselves in the camera?
Oh,
Not quite.
You got a headset on, right? So we can walk you through it because when they're talking about certain players, like you're gonna highlight like a player or two, right? Who's the numbers that she needs to know? Because we're gonna cut to you live. So when they're talking about players, let's say they're talking about Patton, you can get a close up of Patton and we'll switch. Older Patton.
and welcome to Dunning Field, where we have the inaugural game of our girls' soccer season. Canaan finished 5-4-1 last year. They got a lot of returning seniors looking to improve on that in their first year back in full-on FCAC at state competition.
That's right, Brendan. We are super excited to be back, and welcome to all the viewers at home. This is a full season. Last year, we only got to see the girls participate in the FCAC West, and for Danbury, it was the FCAC Central Division, so that was about 6 or 8 teams, and they only played around 8 games. So Danbury went 2-5 last year. The girls were able to get New Canaan girls were able to get some more games in with some lucky breaks with COVID restrictions and quarantines, but everyone is back, and Coach Rich and the team for the New Canaan girls are super excited.
Well, the big story for these Rams is returning senior Dylan Patton. For the second year in a row, she has been listed as one of Connecticut's 25 players to watch. There's certainly high expectations for her this year. Cole, how do you see her performing tonight?
That's very right. Dylan Patton can change the game in a minute, in a second. And like you said, 2-time Game Time CT player of top 25 players to watch and one of the top 20 Rudin Report players to watch, along with her younger sister, Sydney Patton, who's joining the program this year. Dylan is also a committed to play lacrosse at Cornell University, and she, along with the other captains, Jade Lowe, Hollis Mulry, and Kaylee Harden, are looking to bring the team back to their winning ways. They won the FCAC West Division last year and are hoping to take FCACs and go right ahead into states this year.
These 4 girls, they have a lot of experience, Cole. They've been on the big stage, whereas Danbury, they're the opposite story. They only have 2 returning seniors.
That's true. Danbury is relying heavily upon their juniors and sophomores with a couple freshmen. But along with COVID, they've lost a ton of those seniors. 2 senior captains and 1 junior captain. And for New Canaan, there's a large roster. Although they did lose 13 seniors to graduation, many of whom are going on to play either lacrosse, soccer, or hockey in the future, there are quite the number of seniors ready to step up this year.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, Cole, these 4 captains all have 3-4 years of varsity experience of actual playing time. How significant is that for this team?
That's extremely significant. A lot of these players, like we named, the 4 captains for New Canaan, are 2 or 3 sport athletes, and both of the boys hockey and girls hockey teams won FCACs last year. Girls lacrosse had an incredible season, going on a 20-game win streak, winning FCACs and bowing out to Darien in an incredible states game. But these girls, they know how to win, and that's something that they're going to bring and instill in the younger players. We can see them coming out onto the field here after the coin toss has just been done.
Well, one thing to note here is that it's been an incredibly damp day, rain on and off, kind of cold weather. Do you think this will have any impact on the game?
It definitely will. Playing on turf is pretty different to playing on grass. The turf allows the ball to skip a lot more, and combine that with the rain, and you'll have a lot of passes on the ground that will go further than intended. And I'm sure that we will see more stoppages in the game, like throw-ins, corner kicks, and goal kicks due to some of these quicker ball movements. But this also does provide the players the ability to take low-driven shots at the junior goalkeeper for the Danbury Hatters, Molly Nepperman.
And we have about 1 minute left until game time here.
Coach Rich for New Canaan and assistant coach Shannon talking to the players over there. For Danbury, they're coached by head coach Jessica Hollis, and she's been coaching at Danbury since 2008, was a 3-sport athlete and alum from there. Coach Rich has been coaching here for 6 seasons now at the high school, and he's looking to guide the team to another successful season.
Well, that's enough from us. Let's send it on down to our sideline reporter, Perrin, Tamasco.
Thanks, Cole. I'm here with senior captain Jade Lowe, and we're here to talk about some upcoming things for their game. So, this is your 4th year on varsity. What experience and knowledge can you bring down from also being a 3-sport athlete playing hockey and lacrosse?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've definitely learned a lot from the older girls I've been playing with throughout the years. But I think the most important thing is that your team has chemistry and stuff. And I can say I'm really excited for this year. We have a really good group of girls, and there's definitely some good chemistry going on.
Definitely. So you lost 13 seniors last year. How are you going to be able to fill the gap?
Yeah, we did lose 13 seniors, but we have an amazing group of returners coming back with the other seniors, Dylan Patton, Kaylee Harden, Hollis, and a lot of other good underclassmen. And then we also have a bunch of new girls this team, which I'm really excited to play with them too. So I think we're going to be good, and we are very excited just to get started and start playing this season.
Well, good luck today.
Thank you.
The game
Teams. Sorry, go ahead, Brendan.
game appears to be getting underway in a few minutes now. This has a feel of a trap game. New Canaan, they have one of FCAC heavyweights, Staples, on Monday. Danbury might be a team that they overlook. So they really got to be careful with this one, especially in weather like this.
They do. Danbury has had success in the past, which we haven't noted, but we need to give them their due respect for. They were the 2013 FCAC West champions. And let's head down to the field where we can take a look at our starters for Danbury.
Game time coming shortly here from Dunning Field, and these girls look ready to get their season. In a season of unknowns, New Canaan has more knowns than almost anybody in the state.
That's true. One of the big things that I can pick out from looking down at the field here is the large gap in the size of the teams. Danbury is coming in with a roster of about 20, 21 players, and New Canaan has nearly 30. That's going to provide them with an opportunity to make sure that everyone on the field is giving 100% effort. They can take players off when needed because, of course, in high school soccer, there is unlimited substitutions, and it will allow New Canaan to stay fresh when they are playing. And that'll play into their game plan of direct passing to try and work the ball up the field to some of their really athletic and fast forwards.
That's an excellent note, Cole. Strength in numbers for New Canaan. With a much larger team, that's going to leave these girls much more rested and ready to go.
And as the New Canaan huddle breaks, let's talk about their formation a little bit. They play in a 4-3-3 formation, 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, 3 strikers. And they'll play with 1 center defending midfielder who's really key to keeping the team together and making sure that gaps don't open up in between the defense and midfield.
And it appears that we have freshman goaltender Chrysula Gabriel in net. This is one of 2 freshmen starting for the Rams tonight along with Sydney Patton. So this team, while they do have experience, they also have a lot of young pieces.
Yes, and that can come into play especially down the road in 1, 2, 3 years, whatever it may be.
And the game has started. New Canaan will begin with the ball. Great pass. And they're advancing the ball down the field where it is intercepted by Danbury. Danbury making a push of their own. Returned by New Canaan. Number 14, Ava Pertusiello with some good defense here. Oh, and they're going to kick it all the way down to the goaltender, Chrysula Gabriel. Chrissy Gabriel, I'm sorry.
Yes, that's just like I talked about pre-game, Brendan. The ball really skips on this wet turf. And that's going to be the first stoppage of play, goal kick for New Canaan.
I agree with that, but also it's first game of the year, so there's bound to be some sloppiness on the passes, but that's expected. You're breaking out the nerves.
That is true. Well, I don't know about the Danbury prep. I do know New Canaan has been getting their conditioning in all summer.
And Dylan Patton pushes the ball all the way down the field where the save is made.
That's a really good shield by Karina Furtado, one of the captains for Danbury. Long punt from the Danbury goalkeeper, won by senior captain Hollis Mulry for the Rams. And the ball is out.
Ball is out of bounds. Like you said, Court, there's going to be a lot of throw-ins, a lot of goalie kicks tonight because of this unfortunate weather.
And there's another. It comes off of Dylan Patton. She wasn't able to control it like she wanted to off of the throw-in from Maddie Donaldson, the junior right D.
Well, what I've noticed tonight, Cole, is that even for early on, New Canaan's been able to keep the ball in Danbury territory and put a lot of pressure on their young team.
That is true. Danbury doesn't seem to be in their passing stride quite as much, playing a long errant ball there, which senior captain Jade Lowe is able to cut out, although it does go out for a throw-in yet again. Seems like that's going to be a very common word that we're using.
You're darn right, Cole. Throw in by number 2, Erin Bleeker.
She puts a ball in. Mistake there. Confusion in the defense. Miscommunication between goalkeeper Chrissy Gabriel, and one of her defenders. I believe it was Jade Lowe.
I mean, that's a mistake, but that's a good mistake. She's being aggressive as a goaltender. She wants to get the ball. She's not afraid of it. Stoppage of play here. Corner kick. Ooh, deflected hard off Danbury. player. Chrissy Gabriel. And Danbury intercepts the ball around the 50-yard line. Oh, New Canaan
Great
on
ball
the
in.
event. And an impressive save by Corinna Furtado.
That was Molly Nepomuk, the goalkeeper for Danbury, coming out off of her line very well. Dylan Patton, the senior captain, just managed to stay on side there. I wasn't sure if she was, but that was a very threatening through ball from the New Canaan midfield. Coach Rich Hickson pointed out, this is for New Canaan, he pointed out the strength and the athleticism that some of these girls bring into the program. And he said that this was something that they would try to exploit in some of these games.
Well, they work hard all summer to get in good shape for the season. Early August, they're running for hours on end. And this is where it pays off in the games.
That is true. Great tackle by senior captain Hollis Mulry. Got her foot to the ball before the Danbury player. And it's a New Canaan throw-in. This is going to be Emma Finnerty, who plays left D, taking the throw-in.
Oh, and another throw-in.
Turnover back to, I believe, J.D. Moreno Ordonez for Danbury. Intercepted there by Kaylee Harden, senior captain.
New Canaan's really looking to advance the ball down the field.
And it just ricochets off of the junior for Danbury, Natalia Catarino, sorry.
Donaldson on the throw-in, and that's going to be another throw-in, this time for Danbury.
That one came off of Ellie Galois, a junior for New Canaan.
Now, Aaron Bleeker throw-in, and it's out of bounds again. So, as you said, Cole, there's going to be a lot of throw-ins because of this weather, so it seems we're at a stalemate early on in this one.
That is true. Big header
And
there
that one
by
goes all the way into the stands.
senior captain Hollis Mulry, as one of the fans goes to retrieve the ball there. Something that I've noticed is Aaron Bleeker, one of the juniors for Danbury, one of the many juniors, has a really good, strong throw. She's been able to, or hopes to exploit.
Certainly been able to showcase it so far in this one.
Yes, and she'll hope to exploit the...
And she's going to get another one. Oh, nope, correction. Natalia Catarino will throw this one in.
And it's headed back by New Canaan to Chrissy Gabriel, who plays it long, but cannot find a New Canaan player.
Some fancy feet there by Kaylee Harden.
Dylan Patton showing her speed.
Oh, and great cross, just couldn't catch up there.
Ellie Galwan nearly got her foot to it, but it was a little bit behind. It was skimming off of the inside of Dylan Patton's foot.
So what turf, Cole? You've been right about it all night.
Will be the first corner kick of the game here for New Canaan.
Entry is there, and the ball roll harmlessly to the other end of the field.
Another corner kick here.
Another corner kick from New Canaan. Entry is in, and it is kicked out by Danbury, and they are running down the field.
Great counterattack here for Danbury, looking to take it all the way down the field, but some good pressure make sure that the ball finds its way to Chrissy Gabriel, the freshman goalkeeper. Not great control there from Emma Finnerty as the ball goes out. But yet again, it is a wet turf.
Been saying it all night, Cole. You probably say it about 50 more times. Because you're right, it really does have an effect on the game. I believe we're going to have a goalie kick from New Canaan. Gabriel on the entry. And that will go back to the goaltender.
Danbury's had a good, strong, high press so far in this game, but a really good long ball finds its way to senior captain Kaylee Harden.
Danbury seemingly backtracks it on their own accord, hitting one of our cameras. Maddie Donaldson on throw-in.
Handball on Jade Lowe there. Not on purpose, so it will only be a free kick from just past the center circle in the New Canaan half. That one is left for Mia Pellicone, one of the captains, and a junior, the junior captain that we were speaking of earlier.
Well, on a team with only 2 seniors and so many juniors, it is a really big deal to be named captain, so
that is true, and they're going to look for
she
her
is
to
another
step up
player
big.
to watch.
Ball comes off of the New Canaan head, and it goes out for Danbury's first corner kick of the game. Erin Bleeker seems to be the choice for Danbury in terms of set pieces. She's been taking many of the throw-ins that we've seen so far, and now will be taking a corner kick.
Bleeker on the entry. She's another one of those juniors that Danbury looks to have a big impact.
Really promising ball in there, but it was cut out by Ava Pertisculo for New Canaan.
Donaldson looking to throw in. And that is going to go out of bounds off of Ava Pertusiello. Goalkeeper, Molly Nepperman. Oh, no, it's going to be a throw-in. There's Erin Bleeker again on the throw-in. Hollis Mowry with a great clearing kick down the field. And a good play by Nepperman.
Good aggression there. She did catch it. Looked like a little bit with the outside of her foot. And New Canaan is able to win it back. But for how long? Oh, I stand corrected. Never mind. A couple turnovers here in the middle of the field. One
It's
back
more of
by
a
senior
tennis
captain
match than
Kaylee
a
Hurden.
soccer game. Where it's been going back and forth already.
Both teams have yet to settle into the game, it feels like. They haven't really found a rhythm or been able to use their style of play, their passing that they want to.
Well, as we mentioned, there's a lot of young players, a lot of players who haven't gotten a full varsity soccer experience. So this is going to be a first game for a lot of these girls.
Very good point, Brendan. The through ball there doesn't find a New Canaan foot, and it goes out for another Danbury goal kick. Believe that Danbury's favoring Mia Pellicone to take the long goal kicks here.
Well, they're going to trust one of their 3 captains with I'm assuming one of the stronger legs on the team, as she was also chosen
Yes.
for the free kick earlier.
That would make sense. Looks like they were looking to play short build-up passing from goal kicks with Molly Nepperman, the goalkeeper, the junior goalkeeper at that, and will look to play long to get the ball out of the defense quickly with Mia Pellicone, who's entrusted yet again with a free kick here. Push in the back from Hollis Mulry gives Danbury a free kick. That will be given to Mia Pellicone yet again.
A lot of free kicks early on, past couple of minutes. I mean, this is something that New Canaan's got to get under control. They got to be patient, and they got to keep their hands off and play the brand of soccer that they want to play.
Very good point. Danbury's been able to make their way up the field pretty effectively here.
Oh, what a save by Gabriel. An impressive kick by Pellicone, and an even more impressive save by Gabriel.
Looks like she caught that one, tipped it up and hit the bar, and then grabbed it again, and was taken out by one of the Danbury runners who was trying to follow it up into the box. Good goalkeeping, especially on a rainy day, though.
She appears to be gimping a little bit, but she's a tough girl. She's going to stay in the game.
Senior captain Dylan Patton on the ball here. That's a great through ball to Kaylee Harden.
Fancy feet by Harden. I believe that's going to be a penalty on...
That's going to be a free kick on Dylan Patton after they're saying that she pushed the Danbury defender in the back to try and win that cross into the box. Great control there by Danbury, fighting with the ball with Emma Finnerty, the left defender for New Canaan.
Intercepted by...
That was intercepted by Dylan Patton
and it is
after the ball went astray.
Goalie kick for... Oh, nope, corner kick for New Canaan. Here comes the entry.
That was more of a driven ball, just about knee height from New Canaan, but the counterattack is on here for Danbury.
Danbury's got a 1-on-2.
That's a great ball in.
And the ball just kicked a little bit too hard, a little too much mustard on that one.
Not the greatest control there
Erica
from
Stave
Brooke Benaway,
could not
but
catch up to it. Throwing for Danbury.
and that one is up and over through the field goal.
Now that one's going in the parking lot. Souvenir for a lucky fan. Goalie kick for New Canaan. Gabriel getting a lot of action early on in this one. Catherine Mullen, the junior, or the sophomore, comes up with it for Danbury. Wait, no. Jeez, Kayla Patterson comes up with it.
Another Danbury throw in here just about halfway through the game. Under 22 minutes, sorry, halfway through the half. Under 22 minutes until halftime.
This appears like it's going to be a corner kick for Danbury.
Believe that's a throw-in actually, but
Oh, pardon me.
yet again another stoppage in play though.
You know, I'm a senior, Cole. These eyes don't work like they used to.
It's one back. Danbury trying to find a way into the New Canaan penalty area.
Gabriel comes up with it. Here to boot. That's
And it
going to
comes
reflect
off
off
of-
Patterson and go out of bounds.
I believe that came off of Brooke Benaway, one of the two senior captains. But Maddie Donaldson has the throw. And it comes off of Benaway yet again.
That was a close call there. That could have gone either way, but it's going to stay with New Canaan here. Patton on the advance. Over to Galwa in the corner, and that's going to be kicked out of bounds.
And they're calling it a New Canaan kick here. Or sorry, a Danbury throw-in.
Galwa must have gotten a piece of it on the way out of bounds.
And it's a first substitution. The lefty, Emma Finnerty, comes off for Ella Patterson. That looks like it's going to be a straight swap at lefty and keep the same formation. One back quickly by New Canaan. Looking to play some penetrating through balls, some lofted balls here.
Patton in the crease, and she scores! First goal of the season for who else? Dylan Patton.
That was some great control by Dylan Patton in the penalty box. Goalkeeper wasn't coming out for it, and she was able to hold off the two Danbury defenders. And so she takes it upon herself to put it straight up into the roof of the net. Strong, driven shot. And that's exactly what New Canaan need, just halfway into this first half now.
And that's why she's such a talented player. There's one Danbury on defender, like White on Rice. She was still able to put it over the goalie and into the net.
Looking for a response here was number 10, Caroline Dixon, sorry. And
she's another player that Danbury is expecting a lot from. She was named to Rudin Report's 20 players to watch. She is a junior. This is her third year of varsity soccer, so she has a lot of experience behind her.
that does make sense. Watching her play, she does have the speed and athleticism that she needs to compete. And she's been able to apply some pressure to New Canaan off of the counterattack and with some of her passing as the right forward here for Danbury.
Danbury backtracking a bit. And New Canaan's going to come into possession of the ball. They're really pushing the ball down the field here. But Danbury will come up with it.
Both teams have been trying to play up through the air. They haven't really won the battle of the midfields yet. Both teams still holding out. And it's going to be a free kick here, taken by senior captain and goal scorer Dylan Patton. Can't say enough about her. Her bio just seems to grow with each game that goes on.
She really is quite the athlete. Here comes the boot. And junior goalkeeper Molly Neppelman is going to come up with it. Hollis Muller recovers the punt from Neppelman.
And Patton plays it in.
It's going to be
Looks
stolen
like-
by Danbury. That's a great clear there by Danbury.
Yeah, it looked like Ellie Galwal was in, and she was on sides,
And
which would have been another good opportunity.
she was in perfect position to strike there, but great play by Danbury. Donaldson on the throw-in. It's really difficult once you get down in the corner there. There's not a lot of places you can go.
And that's what separates some of the good teams from the great teams, Brendan. The teams that are able to keep control of the ball and pass around until they find the opening that they want to try and exploit. Little scuffed clearance from senior captain Jade Lowe sees Caroline Dixon, one of the Rudin Report top 20 players to watch for the FCX division, on the ball, but it's cleared out.
Dixon has been very aggressive all night. She's the one who seems to be leading the offensive charge for Danbury.
That is very true. I would agree with that assessment, Brendan. Ball goes out yet again. Ella Patterson here on the throw.
Intercepted by Danbury, but Buchanan comes up with it in the end. That's going to go out of bounds, and it looks like New Canaan's going to get another throw-in.
That was a really good opportunity there for Dylan Patton. Saw her try to shoot because she saw that goalkeeper Molly Nepperman was out of goal for Danbury, and she was trying to loft that one over her head. Was not able to get to it because the Danbury defender put in a very crucial foot.
Yeah, she was just a half second late on that. Otherwise, it would have certainly been a goal. No, it's going to be out of bounds off to senior captain Kaylee Harden, and Danbury is going to get a free kick. It seems as if Danbury is not super confident in the leg of goalkeeper Molly Nepperman, as they've really been either only short kicks or letting Maya Pelicone take the long kicks.
That is true. Doesn't seem to be having a massive effect on them, as they do have Mia Pelicone, one of the captains and defenders there, able to take the kicks. But when it comes to a higher level, playing with the feet and being able to distribute well can really come into effect. Hasn't been any issue so far, though.
I mean, it is an important part of the game. You really want to clear the ball out of your own territory. So having Pelicone to do that is, well, certainly not ideal, but gets the job done for sure.
It does. Patterson on the throw for New Canaan. And it's kept in, but goes out off of Dylan Patton for another New Canaan throw.
Scuffle for the ball, and it is going to be cleared by Danbury for yet another New Canaan throw.
We should really keep that phrase on loop there. Yet another New Canaan Danbury throw seems to be our...
Yeah, I got to go to the bathroom, Cole. You might want to just play that over and over a couple times. Nepperman with the save.
Low shot there from Kaylee Harden, I believe, but didn't seem to threaten Nepperman.
Hollis Murray comes up with the throw from Nepperman. Another scrap for the ball. Who will come up with it? And it goes to number 26, freshman Sydney Patton.
She's also been named as one of the Rudin Report top 20 ones to watch for this FCX season.
It's race for the ball, Donaldson and Sophia Renteria. And it is going to go out of bounds for a Danbury throw.
This is going to be Mia Pinault on the throw. Another very long throw from Danbury. Seems to be one of their strengths so far. Pinault just trying to get the ball in, but doesn't come.
Save for Chrissy Gabriel. And here comes the entry. I believe there was a push on New Canaan, and Danbury will come into possession of the ball. It'll be Aaron Bleeker on the kick. Sorry, Mia Pelicone. I should have known better. She's been doing it all night.
Dylan Patton comes away with it on the counterattack. She's got Galois and Harden up as options, but she's taken out after a good challenge. Mia Pelicone wins the ball, catches Patton, but that is not a foul, as she did get the ball first.
I mean, some of the fans are upset about that, but you're right, Cole. That is not a foul. Danbury will get a throw in here. And then we'll get another throw in. Danbury not able to make anything of that possession as New Canaan will sub in 3 new players.
One of the players there that's coming on is a sophomore, Devin Russell. She's coming on to play forward for, I believe, Ellie Galois, who has come off.
As well as Kate Coyote. New Canaan's going with a younger group here.
Just offsides from senior captain Dylan Patton. Actually, not sure if that was Dylan Patton, but oh, it was.
You're right, Cole, it was.
Shouldn't doubt myself there, but she was nearly in if she had timed her run a little better there. Caroline Dixon fighting along the sideline there. She uses too much of her body in a push against New Canaan, and the ball will go New Canaan's way, I believe.
That's what it looks like.
Well, I saw the ref signal for the New Canaan free kick, but I saw the players move in the opposite direction, so doubted myself for a second there.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion between the ref and players there. Here comes the entry.
Header from Danbury doesn't really find anyone, so senior captain Hollis Mowry is able to take control of it.
Kate Coyote in possession, and she will kick it out of bounds.
I believe Coyote has come in here for Maddie Donaldson and is playing in the right D position now. She'll be taking the throws on this close side of the field.
She does
Ball
not save
just
it from
went
going
out.
out of bounds. Home crowd objects, but
Let's be honest, when has the home crowd ever been unbiased? That's
yeah,
part of the excitement when it comes
it's easy
to
to be a
cheering.
ref from the bleachers. Scrap for the ball, but Nepperman will come up with it and clear it for the Hatters. And Pierce.
That's going to be an accidental handball on number 8, Natalia Catarino for Danbury. I didn't feel that that was totally an egregious foul, as it was in the natural movement of her, but it is a free kick in a position where Dylan Patton will look to swing the ball in.
New Canaan's really clearing the goal area.
And it comes off of the back.
An impressive header, and that's going to be another goal for New Canaan.
That one looked like it came off of the back of Maddie Donaldson, and it went in for New Canaan. Didn't feel like that was the intended outcome from Donaldson in terms of the execution, but she did get the goal, and the New Canaan fans are ecstatic.
I was not
2-0
sure
up.
she even expected to get hit with that one, but turned out well.
It did. And yet another impact for Dylan Patton. Let's take a look, or let's acknowledge that great delivery from her. That's 1 goal and 1 assist on the game.
New Canaan comes back into possession of the ball with another throw-in. It's going to be out of bounds on New Canaan, and
It's going to be a
corner kick.
Corner kick, yes.
For, I believe, senior captain Brooke Benaway.
I believe that's Aaron Bleeker taking it for the Hatters.
Oops, my bad. 2:22.
Yes.
Getting old, Cole.
Easy mistake, that's okay. Good delivery in, but it's headed away by, I believe, Sydney Patton. And
A collision between Dixon and Gabriel, but New Canaan is able to clear the ball. I mean,
Chrissy Gabriel just misjudging the ball, but no harm came of it as senior captain Jade Lowe was back and able to clear the ball.
that's what being a captain's all about, having your teammates back.
Exactly.
Gabriel makes an unfortunate mistake there, but Jade Lowe, right place, the right time, she's able to clear the ball.
Well, that's what's great about these games is you're 2-0 up and you're able to make these mistakes without having a massive fear. When it comes to the game against Staples, it's going to be a bigger question when we know the quality that both of these teams have, but any mistake can count against a team when they can capitalize on.
5 minutes left in the first half. And a close call there. Almost headed in by Danbury, but cleared by New Canaan. And it will stay in Danbury's possession for the throw-in.
This one's going to be taken
On
by
the
Mia
entry.
Pinault.
Oh, and
Finds its way
another
through.
collision with Gabriel and Dixon.
That's some great aggression there from Chrissy Gabriel. Keeping the ball and using her body to shield it as she turned.
Dixon, she's
to her
one
side.
of the bigger, stronger girls on the field, but Gabriel, the freshman, not backing down to the challenge.
Great movement there by Dylan Patton as she finds, I believe, Kaylee Harden on the far side. Some footwork, and Patton fighting with Nepperman. Nepperman comes out on top.
She certainly had an opportunity there for a second goal of the night as Nepperman boots it away into the brisk September sky.
What an eloquent sentence. It was brought down by Hollis Mulry, and Jade Lowe used her back there to keep the ball from rolling on through to number 8, Natalia Catarino.
Oh, collision between Nepperman and Canaan. Oh,
And
she's able to get back on defense and make the save. Wow, what a stop by Nepperman.
Nearly finding the goal there. Nepperman was able to backtrack, though, and get herself in a good position to make sure that she wasn't able to be chipped. Looked like that ball came off of Ella Donaldson's hand. Sorry, not Ella Donaldson,
Patterson, I
Ella
believe.
Patterson. Combining two of the wingbacks here for New Canaan.
But it is accidental, so it'll just be a free kick.
That one's going to be out yet again for a Danbury throw-in. Well, Danbury's had some long throws. They haven't been able to make much of it yet so far. as Dixon scraps with the New Canaan team trying to get the ball. Patterson goes down under her challenge, but it is
2.5
a
minutes
Danbury
left in the
throw.
opening half. And that will be cleared by senior captain Jade Lowe. Another opportunity for Dixon, but yet again, she's not able to capitalize.
Senior captain Dylan Patton coming off here.
Looking to rest their star player with 2 minutes left in the half. Let's see how they can fare without her. On the entry, and a header just higher the bar through the field goal post.
That was a good header by Sofia Renteria for Danbury, but she wasn't able to get her head to the side of the ball enough, and it did hit off the top of her head and went out and up and over the crossbar and field goal.
Renteria with another header there, but New Canaan's able to come up with it. And that's going to be out of bounds on Kaylee Harden. Devin Russell in possession, and she will be pushed, and New Canaan will get a free kick. 1 minute left in the opening half. New Canaan wants to get another goal before halftime. They got to get going right now.
Well,
Mulry on the entry.
Hollis Mulry goes long with it. Ball is off of
Ball
Brooke
rolled
Benaway.
harmlessly to the sideline as New Canaan regains possession. Oh, another good save by Nepperman, and it looks like this half will end 2-0 as there are 20 seconds left. Remember, this is soccer. This is continuous clock, so on penalties or such, the clock will not stop.
Yes, any free kicks, stoppages of play, substitutions, anything like that. Goals especially. We've had 2 goals, so
Cole, an impressive first half from the Rams, but I feel like the game's a lot closer than the score indicates. I feel like for most of the game, it has been somewhat of a stalemate, but aside from the 2 goals.
yes, I'd say there was a strong contest through about the 20-minute mark when New Canaan got their first goal. New Canaan's just been able to capitalize on some of the Danbury mistakes or have some great moments of brilliance, especially from senior captain Dylan Patton. But let's send it down to sideline reporter Perrin Tamasco for more.
Guys, one of the biggest trends we have seen this game is headers. We have had over 17 headers this game just from the New Canaan Rams alone. As well as heading the ball on the field, we've also headed the ball into the goal, where senior captain Kaylee Harden has scored a goal off of that, making the score 2-0. Way to go, Rams. I can't wait to see the second half. Back to you guys in the booth.
With somewhat of a large lead coming into halftime, what do you think their coach is emphasizing going into the second half?
I think that they should probably stay deliberate, keep possession, slow the pace down. They haven't been playing some really strong passing, possibly due to the wet conditions on the field. But noting on what Perrin said, there was a very strong aerial game, lots of lofted through balls from both teams, and a couple really good headers from New Canaan, especially coming from their second goal and from the corner kicks, which they were able to cut out from Danbury. Danbury really wasn't getting much from their corners, except for the last one. And headers and winning the aerial game is really important for New Canaan, and it's shown.
Well, you're right, Cole. The aerial game seems to be much more important on a day like this because the longer the ball is in the air, the less it's on the ground. So with damp conditions like this, the ball on the ground is certainly a place where more mistakes are going to happen. So they certainly have placed an emphasis on keeping the ball in the air, and it has shown in this first half of action.
Very good point. I think what I'd say for something to focus on for Danbury would also be their passing. Passing could keep their link-up play going, and they have really strong, fast runners, such as Caroline Dixon, who we saw on the far-hand side of the field. We can see head coach Jessica Hollis giving their halftime team talk there.
And there has been a few moments where Dixon is able to break away from New Canaan's defense almost entirely, but she really hasn't had a lot of help offensively.
That is true. The midfield wasn't able to get involved in the game in New Canaan's half as much, and they struggled to provide opportunities for Dixon to pass the ball, and she often needed to use her physicality to win the ball back or keep it.
And we will head into a 10-minute halftime. That'll be 7 minutes left, as the Rams look to extend on their 2-0 lead already. And one thing that I would stress if I was New Canaan is that you have to play to win in the second half. You can't play to not lose, because when you play on your heels like that, that's defensive. You want to stay on offense. You want to have control of the game.
Great point. We will see you all after the half.
And welcome back after our halftime. 2-0 in favor of the New Canaan Rams. Cole, we talked about the teams and their effort to keep the ball in the air. Now, tell me about which specific players have been impressive to you.
Oh, I mean, you have to name Dylan Patton for the Rams, senior co-captain, and she's been dominant. She's had 1 goal, 1 assist so far, and she's really been making stuff happen on offense for the Rams. In terms of Danbury, I'd have to go with Caroline Dixon. She's been offering a lot on the offensive side, something that they need to string together, and her physicality and speed has been offering a really big threat to New Canaan on the counterattack.
Well, she has been the spark of most of their opportunities, but Danbury really has not been able to get much going offensively other than that.
That is true. Like Perrin noted before the half, the header game, the aerial game has been really important, and New Canaan's been winning.
I mean, you're right. And I feel like we're starting to see how New Canaan's depth is so much greater than Danbury's, because they've had upwards of 15 players checking into the game, whereas Danbury hardly has 15 on the roster.
Very good point. Clock is ticking down to 0 as we speak. Danbury's making their way out. It's left to New Canaan. Looks like the captains are giving a halftime talk.
It appears that Danbury will begin with the ball in the second half as teams switch sides, ready for this next stage of action. New Canaan takes the field with what appears to be their starting lineup.
What's interesting to me is Chrissy Gabriel has been selected yet again to play in goal. They do have a junior goalkeeper, Bella DeFelice, who up until today I thought were splitting time, but with Gabriel's strong performance on a couple of the lofted balls in, she's been given the nod for the second half yet again.
Well, with a freshman like her, it's very good to keep her in goal because you don't want to break her confidence. Taking her out she did have a good first half, but taking her out could have ramifications for the rest of the season for her. Dixon with the scrap, and it'll be cleared by Hollis Mulry.
The Rams backtracking on defense. Hollis Mulry, one of the midfielders, helping out.
Covered by New Canaan, and that will be out of bounds on Kaylee Harden, the senior captain.
Another long throw. Nearly brought down by Dixon, but it's out for a goal kick off of her.
That's a big difference between a throw-in and a goal kick. With a goal kick, they're going to be able to get the ball much further downfield and get Danbury out of their nose.
Quick kick up to Emma Finnerty, the lefty.
Scrum for the ball, and New Canaan will come up with it. Harden with the ball, looking to advance, makes a move. Pass to Harden, but goes long, little miscommunication there. It'll be a goal kick for Danbury. Nepperman will just hand it off to one of her teammates.
And it's one in the air again by Mulry. She couldn't keep control of it, but did win it back here. And she is on the move.
And in the scrum, Canaan is going to get a free kick, I believe.
Patton on the free kick again. We know that her lofted balls into the top of the penalty box here can be threatening.
And this is the same exact situation as before when they scored that second goal off the dome of Kaylee Harden.
Harden brings it down with their foot this time, but isn't in an immediate scoring position, so they play it back wide.
Oh. Little bit of a tussle there, but Danbury able to clear it, and they will get the throw in. Danbury advancing past the 50-yard line. A little bit of a mistake there from Maddie Donaldson as it will go out of bounds. Danbury on the throw-in. That will be Aaron Bleeker.
That's Bleeker on the throw again. She's got a really long throw, but again, Danbury hasn't been able to make it work. Until now, it looks like Dixon is fighting for it.
She's able to come up with it. That's her speed just prevails in the corner there.
Comes off of senior co-captain Hollis Mulry there. That's out for a corner kick.
It's in the corner. I couldn't quite tell if it's a corner kick or a throw-in.
That is going to be a corner kick, and that's going to be
That's why
Bleeker
you're the
taking
color
it.
guy. You're always right, Cole. Here comes the entry.
It's an outswinging kick and just misses the head of Olga Mayen, I believe.
And Canaan clears it fast and with great efficiency.
Karina Furtado putting in a strong challenge there. The senior co-captain winning the ball off of the Dylan Patton challenge.
Ava Pertusiello brings the ball up, and it is stolen away. Hollis Mulry takes it back from Danbury. Dylan Patton
Great
in
ball
possession,
into Patton.
and she just misses off the crossbar. It's going to be a goal kick for Nipperman and the Hatters.
Really good opportunity there. It wasn't in an ideal position for Patton. It was outside, and the ball was slightly under her foot, but she tried to get her foot under the ball to get it up and over Nepperman, but it had a little too much power or was a little too low on the, too high on the kick.
Well, shoot or shoot, you're not going to make them all.
Great saying.
Mulry, the midfielder from the 20-yard line, able to get it past Nepperman on the ground.
That
And
was a
there
great half
There were
volley.
a handful of Danbury defenders in the way there, but the ball just skipped by all of them and was able to reach the back of the net.
That is the wet turf that I was talking about earlier. Ball really skips and can have some tough movements.
And this is where it can play to your advantage. Like when you're passing the ball to your teammates, it's not so favorable, but when you're taking shots on goal, the wet turf is certainly an advantage.
Molly Nepperman, the goalkeeper for Danbury, did get a hand to it, but again, with the power and the pace on the ball from the half volley from Mulry, it took it past her into the bottom corner. That's Rams 3-0 Hatters.
And Cole, if you're Danbury, what is your game plan here? How do you look to get back in this game?
I'd suggest play your game plan. It looks like Danbury's really playing into the air, and it doesn't seem like it's their strength at the moment. It doesn't look like they've been able to win the headers and the aerial challenges. But I believe that if Danbury is able to connect passes and play around the New Canaan team, they would be able to make something happen here.
Another ball on the ground is able to get past a few Danbury defenders this time. However, Nepomuk able to save it. Here to boot. Ava Pertusiello on the receiving end, but Danbury comes up with it. And Danbury is going to come into possession of it off of Sydney Patton.
That's actually going to be Affinity taking the throw for New Canaan. I believe it came off of
My mistake.
Dixon there. Good control by Pertusiello.
And New Canaan's simply going to clear it here.
Jade Lowe relieving the pressure there from the defense.
And Bleeker to throw in. Nope, not Bleeker. Brooke Benaway.
Another corner kick for Erin Bleeker here, their favorite set piece taker. She's trying to find the ball. New Canaan has a couple of players on the post to make sure that should the ball come in there, they are there for the goal line clearance.
Here's your opportunity for your Danbury. You still got a lot of time left in this game, but if you want to get going, you really got to get going sooner rather than later.
Danbury player getting physical with Dylan Patton as they put her on Chrissy Gabriel, the New Canaan goalkeeper, trying to block her view. That can give any Danbury runners a really good opportunity, especially if the goalkeeper isn't interfering.
And Bleeker just not able to get the ball on bounds. I understand what she's doing. She's trying to get the ball as close to goal as possible, but that's really not something you want to do if you're Danbury. Gabriel to boot. Here it comes. Kaylee Harden comes up with it, and it ends up in the pedals of number 18, Emma Finnerty.
Caroline Dixon driving with the ball there, fighting off a couple New Canaan players until combination of Jade Lowe and Hollis Mullery, two senior co-captains, got the ball out.
I admire
for what I thought would be a corner kick, but it looks like it's going to be
I admire the
called a goal
effort
kick
from Dixon, but she totally got swarmed. There was nothing for her to do there in that situation. Harden comes up with it. And look at that damp turf. That's going to go all the way down the field into the hands of Nepomuk.
Well said, Brendan. Nepomuk here trying to switch the field of play. And she finds her left defender. But a rogue touch takes it out of bounds. Quick throw in for New Canaan as it is flicked on by Patton.
And that's smart if you're New Canaan. You want to really get going quick for a team that doesn't really have a lot of bench depth. It can really wear down a team fast in the second half if you're able to keep on going. Catherine Norton able to come up with that one. As Dixon races down the field.
Dixon fighting off 1, 2, now 3 players. She's looking for people to cross. There's no one in the box, though. 2 people in the box now. Dixon with a solo effort trying to make it in on goal, but she is finally
She nearly
stopped.
went coast to coast there. She beat 3 defenders on the way, but eventually there's just no one else to help her down there.
Well said. Does look like a strong effort from her, but her teammates haven't been able to get into the box or find open opportunities for Caroline Dixon to pass.
Well, you
She's
also
been
have
named
to
as
see it as her Danbury teammates really have not nearly the amount of experience as she does. She's the only 3-year player on this team. So Canaan clears the ball down the field to a lone Danbury defender.
New Canaan could take it here. Dixon drops the shoulder and wins the ball.
Dixon and Catherine
But it was
Norton
too
racing
long.
for it, but it is going to go out the back.
It's been a strong pairing so far at center D for Catherine Norton, the sophomore, and Jade Lowe, the senior co-captain. Not really been any moments of heart-stopping action from them. They've had it under control around their penalty box.
They really have, Cole. And even when Danbury has gotten possession down there, you really haven't been so worried about them scoring.
It's been mainly coming down that right side of the field from Caroline Dixon, as we've noted again and again. She's shaping up to be easily New Canaan's best player. Or sorry, easily Danbury's best player.
And Sydney Patton gets tripped up there, and New Canaan will come into possession of the ball for what looks to be a free kick.
It will be. That was a late challenge from Natalia Catarino. And it gives New Canaan an opportunity to bring the ball out of their half with a long kick from Hollis Mulry.
And Hollis is going to return the foul, and Danbury will get the ball. Danbury gets back into it quickly, and Patton deflects it.
They're going to give Patton a
only
yellow card here
2 or 3 yards from
for obstructing
free
the
kick.
ball, it looks like. I believe there's normally a warning before that, but you aren't allowed within 10 yards of a kick, assuming that the player asks. The Danbury player tried to take the quick free kick, but Patton's being subbed off here.
Patton was only 2 to 3 yards away from the ball. In all fairness to her, she didn't really have a chance to get out of the radius of 10 meters, but still comes away with the yellow card.
Sophomore
Cone
Devin
on the
Russell is in here for her. She's going to be playing forward now. The 4-3-3 formation has been holding up for them. They've been playing with the 2 center backs, 2 wing backs, the strong triangle in midfield.
And Dixon will keep it in bounds, but she's really cornered here. She gets tangled up.
That's going to be called a foul against number 25, Catherine Norton.
It's been a really physical game so far.
Yes.
Especially in the second half, which is not exactly what you want to do if you're Danbury. You have a much younger, much smaller team. So you're really playing into the favor of New Canaan here.
But they have been getting Caroline Dixon on the ball more, and that's been offering opportunities. Good cross in there by Kaylee Harden, but it isn't able to find Mulry. Apologies, that was actually number 20, Devin Russell, who was up in the forward position.
Substitution here as Emma Finnerty will check out of the game in favor of Ella Patterson. Here's Patterson on the throw-in.
Good control by Kaylee Harden with the drag back. And unfortunately, she wasn't able to find anyone. And the ball goes all the way to the touchline.
Mulry with the header. And Patton with another header. And that's another theme from the first half. really try to keep the ball off the ground when passing between teammates because of how wet the ground is and how hard it is to keep it under control.
Danbury's been able to work it up the left side here. We've had more success on the right so far in terms of goal action, but a header on, flick on to Chrissy Gabriel gives her the first save of the game.
Gabriel to boot. Harden will come up with it. She backtracks to Catherine Norton.
Patton is back in the game and working forward.
Gets the ball stolen from her and trips number 15, Emily Samaniego. Ella Patterson on the steal.
Looking for Patton, but was not able to find her. Again, Patton just seems to be everywhere in the offense for New Canaan, driving this New Canaan team, contributing to 2 of the 3 goals. Norton's able to win it, but it only goes as far as the Danbury midfield wins it back. Caroline Dixon trying to make something happen. She plays it back, but not many options in terms of short passes.
New Canaan's done a really good job of getting back on defense. Danbury hasn't seemed to have an advantage all night on offense. Ball is going to be cleared sky high to Kaylee Harden.
That was one of the better passing combinations that I've seen from Danbury. And I think that if they do continue that strain of play, they will be able to make something happen.
If they're able to keep the ball on the ground in their possession and work as a team, that's something they really haven't been able to do, and that's been their downfall all night. Gabriel on the entry. She gives it a good leg to about the 35-yard line.
I believe that's out of bounds.
Will dribble the ball out of bounds.
Makes up for the mistake and helps to win it right back.
Oh, clearing by Danbury, but Ella Patterson will be called for bumping into Caroline Dixon.
Referee isn't happy with the tactical decision from New Canaan to step in front of the ball. That allows them the opportunity to slow down the free kick.
Yeah, free kick really gives a good opportunity for teams to advance the ball down the field, as we have a scoring opportunity here for Danbury. And comes up short once again.
That was a really good opportunity, though. 2-on-1, 2-on-2, I guess, including Chrissy Gabriel, the goalkeeper. But the ball was misjudged and found its way through to Danbury, who was not able to get a shot off because Catherine Norton was there to help put a shoulder into her. Not a penalty, though, because she was able to get the solid shot off.
The ball will be cleared out of bounds into Danbury's possession. Oh. Nope, New Canaan's possession. Throw in here. Danbury comes up with it, but there's Ella Patterson to push the ball down the field.
Some great athleticism there from senior co-captain Kaylee Harden, who's been holding off the defender. That's I believe, Italy Caterino.
Impressive play by Caterino there as a younger player against Kaylee Harden, who's been one of the FCX finalists in recent years. That's a gutsy play by her.
One that was necessary, though. Harden was able to get the ball off of the really good pass.
And once again, there are girls on the ground. It's been a physical night all night, especially in the second half.
Sometimes it can be tactical for them to fall down under the pressure of the opposition's shoulder, especially because they know that the ref on this close side of the field is calling more fouls.
Danbury on the free kick. And the Hatters' offensive possessions have been improving slowly recently. Gotten some opportunities that they really haven't seen in the first half. Must have spoke too soon, as Ella Patterson will be on the throw-in. Dylan Patton comes up with it. Passes it to Page. The opportunity for the goal, but no dice. Another one. No dice
That
yet
is
again.
up and over. Harden tried to bring it. First Mulry tried to bring it down, then Harden, and it didn't work out for them. Just
easier to-
up and over the goal.
It's another theme of this game. Ball is up in the air, but it's a lot harder to score when it's up in the air.
That is true. Takes a lot of precision and judgment of the ball.
Danbury on the throw-in. And Danbury on another throw-in. Finally, the ball gets cleared down the field. And Nepperman boots it off of Dylan Patton from close range, but Kaylee Harden will come up with it. It will be cleared out of bounds by number 8, Natalia Caterino.
Really good aggression there from Nepperman to come out of her box, and good read of the play to make sure that she was able to get there first. Execution of the kick wasn't as perfect as she would have liked it, but it did the job, so no one can fault her for that. She's played well so far. Really hasn't been able to do anything about the 3 goals that have come in.
Another scruff for the ball on the far end of the field. And it looks like New Canaan will come up with the ball.
That's going to be a free kick on the far side of the field. Who else but Dylan Patton is going to be over the dead ball,
And
looking
New
to
Canaan,
swing it in.
interestingly, they kind of clear the path to the goal so that they have an angle to come in on it.
Dylan Patton is right-footed, so she does have an in-swinging ball, which will come, and that's the best position for New Canaan to be, hoping to get their head on it. Run to the front post was made by Kaylee Harden, but she was not able to get to it.
Oh,
And
and
a
another
great
opportunity
effort.
there, but it's going to go off the crossbar and out of the field. Another souvenir for a lucky fan.
That was a great volley from senior co-captain Kaylee Harden, though. Well struck, unlucky on the execution.
And for whatever reason here, New Canaan will get a corner kick. Danbury clears the ball. They're looking to get something going here offensively.
Good challenge by Catherine Norton, and Jade Lowe is able to grab the ball after the Norton challenge.
Those two have been a great pair all night long. When one of them gets tripped up, the other one's right there to make the play.
That's what you look for in two strong center backs. Not just being able to play separately, but also read the game and read each other, understand when they need to cover, when they need to drop back. And that can come into play a lot on aerial balls, which has been such a theme all night.
All I can say is that you're darn right, Cole. Throw in from Danbury, just over the head of Dixon. And they'll come up with it around the 20 on the far side of the field. Okay, Harden in possession.
That was a good shield there by Emily Samaniego. And as she curved her run in the defense for Danbury to make sure that Patton wasn't able to find her way to the ball.
Patton in possession. Backed into a corner here. And it's going to be kicked out of bounds by Samaniego once again. Patterson on the throw-in.
Good opportunity there for Devin Russell. She didn't catch it quite right, though. Probably wanted to get it with the instep or laces of her foot and found the inside of the boot. So it curves wide out for a goal kick.
Goal kick is challenged. Buchanan really not giving Danbury any room to breathe.
Goalkeeper substitution here. Looks like Vivian Renteria is going to be coming on in goal for Molly Nepperman. Nepperman has had a good game. It looks like this will be the end of her night. With just about 11 minutes left in the game.
11 minutes left, Cole, like you said. What do you think Danbury's odds are of coming back in this one?
I think it's slim, but goal differential can count a lot in soccer, and any goals that you can pull back can start a chain.
Another thing I'd like to ask is, how do you think a win like this gets New Canaan feeling going into Staples, especially after Staples is coming off another difficult game of their own against Ridgefield?
Oh, well, it gives them all the confidence they need to know that they can take the game to Staples and to know that they can improve constantly throughout this season in hopes to challenge for that FCAC title. Ball falls to Patton, who does slide it away, but she is offsides. Unfortunate positioning from her, but a great finish with the outside of her foot. Should that have counted?
And it's going to be Pelicone to boot. And that's going to be cleared by Jade Lowe. And into the opposing bleachers. Canaan on the throw-in. Tamori.
Again, another combo there.
A lot of contact there.
Strong defense, or strong physicality, I should say, from Dylan Patton to keep control of the ball. She wasn't able to keep it in New Canaan possession after the pass, but shoulder-to-shoulder contact, as long as it isn't excessive, is allowed. And the ball
that'll
ends up
roll
with
harmlessly into the arms of Chrissy Gabriel.
She hasn't had as much to do this second half, although it does feel like Danbury's been more threatening on some occasions.
I agree, Cole. Once Danbury has been able to get their opportunities, they've been playing a lot better as a team in the second half, but those opportunities are few and far between.
Well said, Brendan. Does seem like Danbury have lacked the 1 or 2 passes and then the shot. 1 or 2 touches that could change the game around.
Mulry to clear into the pedals of a wide open Kaylee Harden, who nearly bends it past Renteria, who's not the only Renteria on this team. If I'm not mistaken,
Yes, I believe.
her
Must be
twin,
a
Sophia, is also on the team.
This is going to be a corner kick taken by Ava Pertusculo for New Canaan. Out swinging, corner kick in. Devin Russell doesn't get the contact that she probably would have hoped for there,
Patterson comes up with it,
but New Canaan does keep the ball.
passes it to Harden, who might have been offsides.
Yes. Harden's contesting it, but believe that she was just a body length off, I should assume. Not very far apart.
Every sport, the players love to protest, but proves futile once again as the ref is not going to change his mind because you feel like he should. And Danbury with the substitution here.
That's going to be J.D. Moreno Ordonez coming off in favor of Mia Thatcher.
Thatcher to throw in. Scrum for the ball. Kaylee Harden in the corner. She's able to kick it through Thatcher's legs.
Good challenge there from Patterson to keep the ball off of Caroline Dixon.
And Danbury making what seems to be a little advance, which will be cut short by New Canaan and into the arms of Renteria. Dixon looks to save, but she doesn't really have the opportunity. Throwing from Patterson. Dylan Patton comes up with it in the corner. And that is going to be off of Danbury.
Renteria's first goal kick of her season. Just kidding, it's going to be taken by Mia Pellicone.
Five minutes left in this one. Stay tuned to see how it ends up. And in the second half here, Cole, New Canaan really has lived on Danbury's end of the field.
Throw in here for New Canaan, possibly a chance to make something happen. 4.5 minutes left. Not sure how much can change at this point.
Like you said, Cole, goal differential can be a big deal in these standings. So either of these teams, it's still important for you to keep playing as hard as you can.
Well said. As long as you play the game that you want to play, win or lose, you shouldn't feel as ashamed walking off the field.
You don't stop till the fat lady sings.
Fantastic saying there. Long lofted ball in. Dixon has an attempt on goal. It was hit off against Lowe, the senior co-captain, and found its way tamely to Chrissy Gabriel.
Gabriel to boot. Doesn't quite get all of that one, but doesn't matter. Canaan will gain possession. As number 16 for Danbury, Corinna Furtado, clears the ball. She is one of 2 senior captains for the Hatters, 2 seniors in general.
That's something that we can highlight yet again, is that the seniors on New Canaan far outnumber the seniors on Danbury.
And when you're at the high school level, it's so important to have that experience. Those 4 years of growth really make a big difference in how these players play.
4 years can make an incredible difference from a freshman to a senior. With all of the growth and understanding that a senior player can have, they can affect the game in more than just physical ways. Their mental and emotional competence and ability to stay in the game in late times like this, as we can see with the link up here from the senior co-captains.
And Danbury on the throw-in. Oh, scruff there as Erica Stabe falls to the ground. And this will be a free kick for Danbury.
Sydney Patton just caught the foot of Caroline Dixon.
Thatcher to boot. And
slip from Pelicone, but she was able to keep control of the ball there.
it will
She looks
trickle
to be
out of
limping.
bounds, and Thatcher will throw in for the Hatters. This one, all over but the celebration. New Canaan looks to close in their first game of the year. You know, first half, they really had to shake off some of the rust, but once they got that first goal, it's been smooth sailing.
Like you said, Brendan, so much of soccer is momentum, and New Canaan carried the momentum from their first goal into the second and third, and really haven't given Danbury that many opportunities. Making sure that Chrissy Gabriel gets a great start on her, a clean sheet on her opener. Shot there from Patton goes a little too
Yet
high.
again, eluded by her second goal of the night. But and into the hands of Renteria. As we close out this game, she punts, and Patterson with the header. Petruziello takes a shot.
Looking for one last boot down the field. The game can't end when it's in the danger zone of another team, but there it is. The buzzer
That's all,
sounds.
folks. So this game, like I said earlier, New Canaan had to shake off the rust at the beginning of the game. They're heavy favorites in this one. Returning a lot of talent. Danbury really lost almost everybody.
Well
But
said.
they were able to come out on top, and we're going to send you on down to our sideline reporter, Perrin, Tamasco.
On the field was intense. The Hatters wanted revenge, and New Canaan reciprocated. There were 15 total bodies just in this last half. Was it because the field was slippery, or was it just built-up aggression? Whichever one it was, it made the game fun to watch. That's a night. The Rams ended the victory 3-0. Wait, what a great way to end the season. Back to you boys up in the booth.
It's really really almost, if you watch college football, a lot of teams will have a tune-up game where they'll play a team that they're going to beat the doors off of, with all respect, but that really gets them ready for their bigger games throughout the year. And for New Canaan, it gets them ready for Staples, who's one of the favorites in the FCAC. That should be a great one. However, we will not cover it because it is on the road.
Yes, well, staying on this game, I think that the main difference was that New Canaan was just taking more shots, and we could see it at the end of the second half as we saw someone like Dylan Patton taking shots, or any of the other co-captains, Devin Russell, the sophomore forward, taking as many shots as possible. That was something that they had over Danbury, as Danbury lacked the one or two final touches in the box to find the goals, and New Canaan came out on top.
You make a good point there, Cole. It seems as if Danbury only got a handful of shots off, especially in the second half. They really didn't have any opportunities on goal, where, outside of a few in the first half, where Gabriel really had to show up to make the save.
Well said. As the teams wind down and stretch in their circles, we too will wind down. But first, want to give a massive shout out to our producer, Emily Fox, our camera woman, Sydney Sibilia, and our sideline reporter, Perrin Tamasco, as well as thank you, Brendan, for joining me in the booth. Before we go, let's send it over and take a look at our sponsors. And our platinum sponsor, Walter Stewart's. Walter Stewart's is your fresh local market. And Rambuya and Harrow, the business of real estate. Our gold sponsor, Club Sandwich, your destination for breakfast, lunch, and catering. Now our silver sponsors, Performance, PT, Optimal Health. Educational Futures, the SIG Insurance Agencies. OSSM, Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine. Renaissance Partners, LLC. Rand Insurance. And now for our black sponsors. Ready Rooster. Sheila Law. 84 Sports New Canaan. The New Canaan Diner. NC Graphics, LLC. And the Athletic Shoe Factory. As well as Togs. Dr. Austin W. Feeney. The Lewis School of Driving. Prudding and Company. Thank you all sponsors for your support, as well as to the All Sports Booster Club, which supports all New Canaan High School athletics. End score 3-0 here. The Rams top the Hatters. Thank you all for tuning in, and have a great night.